それでは聞いていただきましょう。背景地獄よ。
地獄みたいに遊びたい。
地獄みたいに休みたい。
地獄みたいな二度寝して
デイジーで上がりたい。地獄みたいに食べ過ぎて。地獄みたいに飲み過ぎた。ああそんなわけで地獄みたい。そんな時こそ出番です。ほおずき様が盛り上げる。
お任せください。
地獄地獄毎日地獄地獄地獄嘘でしょ。地獄地獄ようこそ地獄。
あっち向いて
バビ教官。
ゴンゴどうだ。
失礼しました。そんな感じの地獄ですじゃじゃじゃじゃん。
カーツ。
Alright, folks, good morning and happy Friday. Happy Friday, except one of us, except for our cursed bearers that we are controlling today. Though against all odds, everybody has survived. Everybody, with the exception of Shogo. Because he's out. He's out either way. But we had two routes, right? The initial route where you get to play as him and tutorialize the whole curse mechanic stuff and meet characters. Then the die. And I thought for sure if we're controlling someone he killed, someone he killed, someone he bypassed, if this would be like seeing the other side. And Haruwe had up until the point where she dies. And Yako has up until the point where she dies, but no. No, that's just straight up confirming that either way. Shogo, poor Shogo ends up dead. The cops find him. He's among 3 killings of that night. But only 3. And Team Supercops have confiscated 2 of the curse stones. So Yutaro and Hideki are out, as far as we know. But there's still mysteries afoot, and things are tied together from 100 years ago to recently to last week. Michio's murder tying in to her son's kidnap and murder, and everyone coalescing to go to Michio's house. These 2 have gone already. I forget where this group is going. You have a choice, and you could resume from the location selection, but their location selection is home, or high school, or the bridge, or the gardens, or the other bridge. They don't get to go to Michio's place yet, but what if they all coalesce at once? Because they're still an hour behind. And where we last left off, Michael Jackson and the Hot Mom wandered around town together, met with Pokemon Scarlet Violet Larry, who's confirmed his interest and the company's interest in finding the curse stones, and suggests that his chairwoman liege is some fantastic spiritualist with the power of a god. May or may not be true, but so far, Michio's. Dusk fast approaching, no time to waste. With that in mind, Susumi, Ario direct investigation towards Komagata High School and the Shiraishi residence. With the jamming music. So I know we'll end up at Shiraishi's eventually. High school first? Maybe we'll get something off the corpse? Put the idea in their mind about the specifics of the murder? Plus, these guys previously talked about how Michio, her death resembled falling, but she could have easily been hit by a truck or something. Maybe they'll find similarities in Janochi's death and her death. Oh. Everyone involved in the incident is dead. Are there any stickers around? Because I found minimal stickers yesterday. I'm gonna have to replay this entire game to hunt them all down. Gymnasium. Juvenile delinquency. Midpoint of the Showa era saw a marked increase in delinquency among young people. The wave of violent incidents targeting teachers as well as students, often involving weapons, consumed the nation's middle and high schools. Yeah, I remember Battle Royale. Bosozoku motorcycle gangs also enjoyed their heyday around this time. Japanese arrest rates reached a historical peak during this period, and polka-dored Yankees and female sukeban delinquents became a common sight on the streets. This youth rebellion was often framed as a reaction to the universal education policy or the pressure of highly competitive entrance exams. But its causes are likely manifold, extending far beyond the deficiency of the education system, I'm sure. And we've met a number of them already. Surroundings. Okay, let's check marks on all. Check marks on him. And nothing else, no stickers. What has Paranormal Affairs got going on that is more important than a powerful cursed bearer who wants to slaughter the entire city for his human transmutation? And some unknown mystic who's out there casting such massive spells as a Feast of Shadows. Okay, June is probably off Team Super Cop. An opportunity to shine. Well, that opportunity has to be worth compensation then. Anybody to help us? I don't see anybody but shadowy NPCs. Help us scout the area. So I would have to come back with somebody else in, I think, because there's nobody here. Maybe we'll catch them. Maybe we'll catch Team Psychic Teenagers if we go to Michio's place first. And then come back to the school. And then we go back to Michio's residence. Oh, Ariel still remembers those fallen days of nostalgic old Tokyo. Okay, surroundings are out. 2 Shariishi household. I feel. Oh! Is this? House to the left? Look up at the first house? Let's probably look up at the first house. Mockingbird number 6 discovered and an achievement? Mockingbird enthusiast? Collect 5 Mockingbird stickers, 1/4 through officially. Also got an achievement for continuing to play 3 days. Surroundings done. He hasn't got a check mark yet, so probably look down and then talk to him to proceed. Nothing else to check out around here, so just wait. Wait until he gets back, huh? Well, how do I pass the time unless I just leave without him? We should wait till he comes back. Oh, literal time, okay. No luck. Maybe they're off working. Suspense! That's a new command. He looks kind of disappointed. Try again later. What does suspend do? Cannot currently progress any further. If the situation has changed, select resume to try again. Return me to the story chart. I could simply move though, yeah? Or maybe we simply haven't found the person to help us out. Maybe this is about when the other team, Michael Jackson and the Hawk Mom, come in. And Michael Jackson says his stuff, and June's like, oh, that is interesting, could you tell us all that? And then we could proceed, and then we could check out the school. Let's do that then, let's spend. And see if anything opens here. No, nothing opens here. Hold up. Hold up. Because that's still blocked off. And nothing has advanced from here or here. While he's checking things out, I'll check the surroundings. Already got the birds, got the check mark on that too. So I've only got to do it the once. Which bird is this anyway? Illegal, legal. And so it hasn't said suspend yet, so I think it does suspend if I see both scenarios are fruitless. Because at the Shiraishi house, nobody's home and hasn't been for 3 days. If the newspaper is to be believed, they could just be reclusive right now. Don't want to interact, they just go straight work to home, work to home. And now suspend is back, so yeah, this just dead ends. Until I do something else. Cannot currently progress any further in either location, so even if I go back, still can't progress. Can only suspend for now. Alright. Guess I gotta find something else to do then. I could try going back. Because at various points throughout, we kinda intimidated the other curse bearers, this guy especially, by telling them that we have the evergreen, and that the evergreen kills on falsehoods. And so I'm certain that Mr. Historian Teacher went ahead and told the janitor, and that is how the Nejima found out about what our power is, what the cops' power is. So maybe I could go back and deny that information. They don't gotta know what exactly our curse is. But then again, maybe that's the only reason they gave theirs up, because they knew that we had them in a trap. If they lie to us, we can kill them on the spot. There's no point trying to not give it over. Legs is easy, right? Because all you gotta do is turn the volume down, and you can't hear the legs. Maybe it's as simple as going back here, and then these two meet and combine. Or maybe it's supposed to be something here, because these girls haven't popped up either. Maybe locations... Oh, I think I see them. I send them to the school. That's the very last thing you can do here, is choose where they go. If I send them to the school, then they'll be in front, and the cops could use them for help. And Mio's there. Mio is exactly who's been helping out the paranormal affairs. At 9 a.m. at Komagata High School. Deciding the location ends the chapter, and that's it. And then we have it unlocked 9 a.m., but 9 a.m. is also here. 9 a.m. in front of Komagata High School. And now, we have the teams coalescing. And see, there they are! Already got surroundings, school building, gymnasium. Gotta get all the check marks. Talk to someone who was involved in the incident. Do they count as one or separate? They're both labeled female students. Oh, don't tell me he recognizes Mio. divine intervention, is it? Or Guinea going back and deciding who goes where? The high schoolers skirting the child labor laws. Yeah, supercops Asumi. If she's gonna be putting her neck on the line in a Mob Psycho 100 situation, maybe pay her. At least pay her. She doesn't want to work for free either. One spaghetti Napolitan. Is it going to make up for it, Aereo? Thus, the chapter name of Fancy Sushi. That grimace he's making. Sushi's never too big a price to pay. Unless it's here, and they use like fake crab and way too much eel sauce. So let's see, it appears as if he sprouted 3 legs and had an elephant's trunk coming out on top, or a periscope. No exclamation mark yet, or no check mark yet though. Traces of a curse linger. Are there any stickers here? As long as I'm looking around. Nothing down below, nothing to the left. As far as I can see. There's a person here, but person's not sticker. Free of charge, even as training. You gotta pay him for that. Yeah, it's a shadow of child exploitation. The poor girl has to go school to school to school. That's not gonna help her academics. Mio finally made a friend. Aww. He's a father himself, so he cares about the children's being socially active, having a good network. For a hypothesis that is pretty solid. I mean, this gal is probably suffering at her academics as she ended up here in the delinquent school. But she's got it figured out already. Actually, 9 mysteries. There's still the potential it could be 10 or 15. smartest thing to possibly do would be for Yako to give it up. But she has a pretty strong compulsion. She does not want to... If she won't give it up to Mio, she won't give it up to the cops. But he trusts Mio, and Mio herself is saying there's something she wants to do with it. And a complete random coincidence that these two were both sent to the school. Oh no, he's gonna grill him. Grill him for being out after hours. Somehow, it took a few attempts. Getting light, the beach, the foot-washing mansion. The one-sided read, the one that Nejima was threatening to use on his daughter and the rest of the town. Ariel, pay attention, come on, Ju. Fumichika Nejima. Is there anyone they don't know about here? Someone who's already dead, someone who's already dead. Someone who gave up his stone. Someone who's dead. Gave up his stone. I forget who Hayashi is. Iwako? I don't see it. But yeah, Nejima. Look at these two posing. Can we pan the camera back to the left? Because I was seeing them posing together. That's like meme potential right there. One going, ah, the other going, ah. Come on, scan to the left again. To the left. Oh, zooming in now. We went to the right, now zooming in. Camera can't sit still. Now it's going out. Maybe if I wait, it'll go out and back to the left. No, now it's just going back and forth. Which to start with? Well, it's most relevant. They're going to segue naturally into it. And don't forget, Yako, there was somebody else. Old Man Ashimaya. All the pieces coming together, boss. Well, she's already dragged in. If we're going to talk to her, and she's as dragged in as it's going to get. But I'm willing to put her in the not suspect list. Everybody combining information. Does Susumi know if Hajime was involved or aware of the paranormal affairs? Maybe that's what the paranormal affairs main XCOM team's busy with. They're looking into him and his stuff, and thus can't help here with this pretty major event going on. Don't seem like good, like too bad of a guy. I misread it at first, as didn't look like a good or bad guy. It's too early in the morning for me, it's like 10 AM, 10:30. Too many words all at once. We didn't get the fiancé as a person of interest, did we? I don't think we did. And the achievement already popped up for having filled out the persons of interest. So unless, oh no, we did get her. Fiancé of Hajime. Portrait and all. So we'll probably put her back in eventually. How about you, Yaku? You've been sitting back there. Better off talking to Mio. But there's no check mark. So we fully harvest Mio of all the knowledge in her head, then talk to Yako for further information. So we gotta find the fiancé in exchange for the contact info. And now Mr. Former Paranormal Affairs knows that Hajime was also somehow involved with the paranormal affairs. But no check mark yet. Check mark. Talking about the pigtails girl, huh? And again, the way that Janochi died, there's only one person who bears the curse that fits his cause of death, and she is standing in front of us. Could have been the ghost, calm down, just because paranormal exists doesn't mean anything's possible. Funny enough, I'm also going through, even though this game is all about curses and the supernatural stuff, I'm still like, alright. But do ghosts exist though? Exactly how grounded do we have to be here? Like with the Return of the Obra Dinn, and even after krakens and crab people and mermaids, I was still trying to ground myself to mundane solutions and took a bit to realize, oh wait a minute, if there's krakens and mermaids and crab people, maybe it is just weird. can't talk to you yet still? Oh, no, no, no. We got the hook. And now we have her motive. Did we conclude that? Or did we have the possibility open as something to keep in mind? That it was specifically a vehicular collision. If we're concluding that now, they seem pretty certain on it. Does she know something about a speeding van? Ah, she does. Just needed the right trigger. Don't tell me she was driving the family suites van, 'cause they cater sometimes, and she was just flirting and she lost control. And she thought she hit like a puppy or something. She's seeing it. She's seeing the van with a man in the driver's seat and a woman. I mean, there's been hints that Yako is psychically sensitive and just doesn't know it. But she gets visions psychically sensitive? Sparing us the details and filling in the details. No check mark yet, we gotta find something else. Around 50, and so 20 some years after the mid-30s Nejima was apprehended, half a year ago, shortly after he gave up his job in the factory. Everything fits. Now, I will grant that they didn't directly put the former child murderer into a job working with children, but to let that guy just slip away, and for the school to not do any background check or anything. If he's smart, he would have bailed. He's gone. Uh-huh. And he's gonna abandon his home. He's not gonna be there either. Not after making his declaration of war. Mio feeling those chills from her own death in the alternate timeline. Yeah, Ario, no kidding. That is true. Polite or sassy, she still shows it up and says, "Oh yeah, this is my my thing for my papayas fetching," or something like that. And so now Yako is a target, but then everybody is by sundown. Yeah, and at one timeline she does. Until we learn ourselves reason to doubt him. Her natural inclination say, "Oh, Mio's at the first floor, go check on her," then Mio dies. They're rubbing it into the players' faces now. Long arm of the law. That's a bit on the nose when it comes to the cursed echo that takes the arms off. And it turns out that he works right here in the school. He's probably in his homeroom right now. The usual cafe. Kurokikyo Cafe. But let's finish talking first, because she still got stuff. They can't even go to cafes ever. And that's all of her. Anything new on you? Nothing new. But she's harvested. You're not. June's done. Anything new in the area? Maybe more with the scene of the crime? Mio is just waiting to have her own side series. Child Psychic Spirit Investigations, a la Paranormal Site or Deathmark. What they find? Talisman? Ribbon. Oh, from the braid. Michio's directly? The one Michio used to wear? And then used to tie your hair? Michio was the only one in the entire Sumida city who wore a white ribbon in her hair. She's got the same one at home. How much you want to bet she doesn't have the same one at home anymore? And now that opens up more on you? You would go to your best friend, even if you're a bit distant. Possess her, use that ribbon to tie your hair, and then use that curse stone you're holding to slaughter the man who abused you. What if the ones who killed her in the collision were her own parents? They might have a van. It was a man and the woman in the van, if Yako's psychic vision is to be believed. And the stepdad isn't so nice. And if the stepdad was the one that forced her into a kidnapping situation to accomplice in, he might have wanted to slaughter his own stepdaughter. That's right. Slaughter his own stepdaughter to keep himself safe. Plus his stepdad was a dick in general. There's rumors that he would peep and touch her. So he would also be on the hit list. Michio's house as well. And then that brings us to Michio's house at 10 a.m. when Team Michael Jackson and Hot Mom are there. And then those two are going to split, so it's not all three surviving teams coalescing at once, but this team splitting, and then another team cleaves together. Fully finished, fully finished, fully finished. Curse lifting to the girls, such responsible adults. And one final look around for stickers. The shadow guy's got a sticker, he's hiding it, he's keeping it to himself. Alright, we got clearance, we got clearance. That's pretty cool that because this takes place at the exact same time for these girls too, they're pretty much just sucked into here, so they don't have to play that out twice. And because the cops are meeting them here, they don't gotta play it out twice from both POVs. What if you could do some scenes with both POVs? And you could like get into their different headspaces. And how they're interpreting the dialogue going out in the open is different in their heads, behind the eyeballs. And you can't proceed until you find like a golden solution. Anyway, let's coalesce these two groups. Hour away, Richter visit Michio's home, determine her to be a key player in the unresolved kidnapping case from a year before, and now, Team Supercop joins them. One of our country's most elite detectives. If this isn't a polycule, I don't know what is. Yeah, her father's a big deal in the police, but what good did that do for their son? Clearly that brings nothing. That brings nothing to the table here. Yeah, if her father had anything to do with any of this, maybe there wouldn't have been a kidnapping in the first place. Well, that's what happens whenever you add a twink into the relationship. It raises the energy like 50% at least. Okay, so whose eyeballs are we in? We are inside Haraway's eyeballs. Sticker! Which one's this gonna be? This is... Detectives and Private Eyes, if I had to guess. The Royal King Penguin. Penguin, oh. Royal King Penguin. Oh, look at how cute it is! Number 12, number 12. Okay. I'm sure they have, but they don't mind their own business. Yeah, it's this one. Nobody wants to get involved. No, because Haraway isn't going to want to give her stone over. Aww, it's gonna break her heart just seeing June. So he quit to go solo. He passed the academy, he became a cop, and then quit of his own volition. He could have been forced to resign. We still don't know yet. He called himself an outlaw. Two years, so he quits. Then a year later, Suichi-kun goes missing and murdered. Then a year later, present. Plus, his uniform is much nicer as a PI. He gets to wear his hair out long. Sometimes I'm not picking who to talk to first, but I'm picking who talks next. So it's less I'm playing as Haraway and guiding the conversation, and more that I'm some little demon bouncing along brain to brain, pulling on some neurons to trigger certain people twice at different times. Maybe I myself as a player am a cursed spirit, and what I'm doing is momentarily possessing all these people to make them act in ways we're going to act or that they want to act, give them some mild suggestion. Perfectly willing to put the boss's own grandson under the bus, under wraps. Still check mark, so he's fully finished. If he had something else. Much like Yako, she's not gonna give her stone up. Is she gonna play coy? Oh, but you know what? If she lies, she dies on the spot. It uses the curse. I don't know much, and watch her drop dead. Well, he wouldn't try to kill every person he meets, though, so he's not exactly going to. A strange, conspicuous man dressed in white. June, what were you doing here? It's reasonable, even if the occult doesn't exist in this game or outside it. If a series of murders were inspired by it, or were for some occult purpose. This is a secret between us, you, and every prying ear in this alley. Acting like he doesn't know. He's got his hat just to maintain his poker face. Oh. Middle-aged fellow, average build. Is this our janitor? Could be anybody. But then what would Araishi be doing here? Finished. Wonder if it's gonna impact anything that I had out of the way. I mean, she's coyish either way. It's either I don't know anything or ... So either way, it's not exactly expert suspicion deflection. Coax that information. I don't know. In this case, they're being forthcoming about it all. But she is fawning over Richter, so maybe she's gonna get rid of her deadbeat cop husband and go for him instead. Everybody knew. They're the only two who don't read the newspapers. And it wouldn't be a proper exchange to their forthcoming too. The cops have given plenty of information to them, free of charge. In exchange, you've already gotten so much for free, you gotta pay out for this debt too. Just gonna give out some state secrets about ghosts and everything else. And the particulars of this case. Kankichiro Iwai. The stepfather, right? That's the stepfather? Yeah. The new stepdad? I mean, that's good for us. Not so good for his investigation. It's okay. It's alright. We don't have a warrant, but we could rules lawyer our way around this. Private citizen Richter Kai broke down the door with his own justifications, and then us as cops came in to apprehend him and see what this is all about then, and determine he's no threat and let him go, but as long as we're here, we found something interesting. Take that, you shitty door. That's definitely full damage. He's all twisted about. That would have been 3 days ago, though. If there's 3 days of newspapers piled up, that would mean that the ghost of Michio has killed before these curse stones came about. If their timeline is to be believed, that the curse stones only manifested around midnight last night. No, stepdad. Yako was going home, and then Yako gets a lapse in her memory, doesn't know when she fell asleep. But alright, if he died last night, then that would happen after the curse stone manifested. Which means Michio possessing a cursed bearer. But then why had Yako not noticed the additions to her soul dregs? Alive, no, but possessing her friend, who she's got a connection to, who would not need much suggestion to use said curses of the men who harmed her. Oh, don't tell me that this storyteller not done yet! Yes, we've only just arrived. Yes, I firmly decided. Dead girl from beyond the grave, taking revenge via possessing her friend. What if she never died? in this supernatural story? Unless... Unless Yako died, and Michio is living as Yako. I don't know about that, though. I think she's dead. I think she's very much confirmed dead. She was found dead. She was identified as Michio dead. Michio Shiraishi at the hour of 8 o'clock this morning. I got options. Michio's house. The high school. Komagata Bridge. If Yako is being possessed by the ghost of Michio, or if Michio never died and is living as Yako, it would be here. Where Mio comes to pick her up from school and she's like, hey, do you even remember your own name? And you can get the straight answer from Yako. You could do what I did and say, I'm the spirit of the spirit board. You could have also said Michio. I kind of want to go back and see what happens if she says Michio. They probably just treat it as joking, the same as when I said spirit of the spirit board. I see very well. Being coy about it. Oh, I'm correct! Rewarded with a polite bow. Now the candles are interesting. All this, I don't want to know about just yet. But it kind of looks as if he's involved in something called too, a circle of candles. Some herbs. And other sort of paraphernalia. And this worries me. That, at first glance, I thought those were other schoolgirls, but no, those are all pictures of Nejima over and over again. That is all pictures of Nejima over and over again. Nejima would have been in prison for like 20 years at this point, from the POV of 1 year ago, when Suichi-kun got kidnapped. But as far as I know, that was for money. Why do you have pictures of Nejima over and over again? And articles about Nejima? Upon learning that Suichi-kun was the grandson of a cop bigwig, it turned away from just ransom. So maybe he's got some connection. Maybe he thought that he could get Nejima's release out of it. They might be kin or something. Maybe he was a fan. Now, most importantly, I don't see any stickers, and I can't pan the camera around. So this is a stickersless room. He's putting his career history to use. Just chanced upon it. Dead. Serious. Richter. Western black magic, a branch of mysticism, or may variously refer to practices like witchcraft or astrology. Here specifically, Western black magic. When discipline was considered wicked and shunned accordingly, black magic, using magic with knowledge to strike a bargain with demons. Most prolific along the lower classes, common people who suffered most from the ills of the day, war, famine, sickness. Amazing. Oh no. She's internalizing an appreciation for the power of the curse. Fingerprints? Put that down in the notebook. Oh, right, the strange chanting they'd hear at night, so it wasn't just Jehovah's Witness doing his nightly studies. Now I can do the books. So, clearly he's got some obsession with Nejima, but Nejima wasn't dead. So it's not like he was trying to summon Nejima from beyond the grave. Unless he was trying to possess Nejima, Nejima was acting as if, he claims he was acting as if he didn't know what came over him when he kidnapped, butchered, and chopped up a teenage girl. If ghosts could possess, maybe some form of astral control from beyond distances with the right rituals. Hand of your friend, don't forget. You're a lot closer connected to the case than just a bystander who found a hand. If you get her history right, the city is basically on across the river where the land of the dead was, right? So wouldn't it be a really big shift for them regardless? I was thinking admiration. You didn't really do something like this for somebody you hate. Hathaway, please. I know you really admire the curse murdering, but this is not the time for flirting. Rio is... Where'd he go? They might not be any big spenders, but could he find any sus spenders? Sliding door. Let's check out these books first. They gotta go through us to get through here, if anybody's back there. He's wearing gloves, but his gloves got the fingers cut out. What if it was Michio? What if EY was a sacrifice needed to complete the human transmutation circle? Restoration of you? All require human sacrifice, and here's a human body right in the middle of the circle of candles. EY's? Or if not him, maybe somebody else was performing all this? We don't know who Ewa was like, apart from violent and brutish. It might not be his writing at all. There's a non-zero chance. He was also being funded, just like the teacher who wants to be a historian is also being funded by somebody else. So there is another entity out there somewhere. Maybe it is a chairwoman of the Soaps Corporation. They've got some awareness of the supernatural going on. They have the financial means. Nejima told him. Well, they're both in prison. Is Nejima the connection to the mastermind after all? That was pretty obvious. This is not a hate shrine. Nothing says admiration like kidnapping a high schooler and butchering them. Now, Nejima did claim that he had no idea what came over him, but what if he was also? Nejima knew where the Grimwalls could be found. And there's apparently some wealthy benefactor going on in the background with all these funds for research into rites of resurrections and whatnot. Nejima could have been on the payroll all the way back then. The kidnapping of Suichi-kun then, the ransom could have just been a cover. They could have just grabbed any kid for a human sacrifice and just picked up a police chief's grandson. Someone Nejima wanted to bring back to life, or he was simply on some person's payroll. Much like Arishi is, and apparently EY was. Does it? Will fill us in, because apart from the person he brutalized and murdered, I don't see who Nejima would have to resurrect. And if the person was part of a resurrection thing, he wouldn't have brutalized her to resurrect her. Information not just kept from the pub, kept from me as well. You can't do that to me. You gotta put these cards on the table, Susumi. Girl lived from 20 years ago. She'd be 20 years and 6 months this year then. Wait, was this baby dead and successfully resurrected from the ritual to chopping up a high school girl? Well, she's gotta be connected. Who is she? We got a couple of 20-year-old girls. We got Yoko, who's around that age. Finished her junior college degree, and then became a housekeeper. And appears to have some spiritual sensitivity. And then who else do we got? Mayu, the fiancé, would have been around Hajime's age because they went to school together. So I don't think it was her. She's like late 20s, I think, mid-late 20s. But Ayame's a possibility. She's also college-aged, so would be around 20-ish. But I'm fairly certain that she's Susumi's daughter. Or the storyteller. Could be the storyteller. Is that baby. Cases with dead newborns found stuffed in coin lockers. Exactly how common is that? I know there's a book, Coin Locker Babies. So that's 3 fictional accounts now, but how common is that in real life? This really is Karen Sojo all over again. And found a surprise like some kind of Wonder Egg. She didn't have to come into the murder room in the first place. I know she's got her morbid fascinations with the power of curses to kill, but she's also a mother. My poor girlfriend. Maybe it doesn't have to mean they were married. We would have known if he was married at some point, yeah? That would have been part of the records? She's too old to be you, honey, don't worry about it. Or she's too young to be you, I mean. That's only 20 years ago. But she's gotta come up again. She's not just going to disappear into the ether. Like, oh yeah, here's a person, that's that. She's gotta be somebody in person of interest list. Given the occult craze, they don't even need a real resurrection ritual. They just gotta put the ideas of it, make it vague and mysterious. Look at how many people fully bought into this rite of resurrection that appears to be fake in the present day. You put some mystique out there, people gobble it up. Queen and chairwoman of Hyaku Soaps herself has funded at least one belligerent stepdad's research into the occult. Which means Araishi's benefactor could be her as well, offering enough money. Enough money that we'll never have to worry about money again to find the rite of resurrection. And EY was what? Focus more on the rejuvenation of you. So maybe all this is because that this woman who survived the post-war economy and built herself an empire isn't quite ready to let go yet. She stepped down from founder of the company and president into what? Chairwoman of the board or something? So less involved, maybe she just wants that power back? A strange fear of growing old. So, either restoration of youth or revival if she dies. So I don't think then that when Larry was speaking about, oh, she just cares about this town and wants to take the cursed stones away so it's not on the street circulating, that probably isn't true. She's already funding people who's looking into the rites of resurrection of things, so she's benefiting from this. And if she cared about this town so much, she didn't mind pollution so bad that people were getting sick and dying just being exposed to the atmosphere around the river. It's only after a few scandals that it's cleaned up, but the industrial excess is still pretty excessive in the industrial area. It's not full altruism then. Maybe she is, as witchy as they say. And that's confirmation on who funded it. But the right to resurrection is fake, we know that now from the curse echoes. You could ignore that, can we though? Because it could be she's a powerful enough sorceress to have cast the Feast of Shadows on the entire city. This is where they confirm that the kidnapping wasn't exactly for ransom, if he was, because it was his stepdaughter who lured her son away. So he forced his new family into it to help him out. Ransom? He had the Soap Corporation's money. He didn't need the ransom. He wanted the sacrifice and the cover of a ransom to blow attention off. You getting ready, Mace? Are you saying that? What are you talking about? Yes. Yes, that's exactly what they mean. Human sacrifice required. It's another constructed sentence thing. EY. EY's living sacrifice was a sacrifice, was a child. Sonotori. So that child wasn't coming back. Even if they paid the ransom, he might have found some other excuse. Like deciding, oh, it's not enough after all. They're finally catching up to me. No, sorry, Harué. And now the Soaps Corporation chairwoman has culpability on this too? And now he is dead. The rage, her desire to kill and seek revenge, impotent. The high school girl who assisted is dead. The one who carried out the act is dead. Except for the chairwoman who paid for it all, who put this idea into their head and set this all in motion. You know, now's not the time to think about this, but I haven't gone to the back door yet, the sliding door. And there might be a sticker back there. Wait, did he say on parole last year? Last year? I thought it was like 6 months ago. I don't know the date. 6 months ago could have been last year. Wait. EY provided accommodation and financial support. Do we know where the hideout is? Was it, yeah, is it written? But Michio knew. Love in this face. But again, is she? I think she's a ghost. Unless Michio's a very good actress and is fooling Yako's parents into thinking that she's Yako. You know what? Maybe that is why Yako had a psychic vision about a van with a man and a woman behind it, because it is possession after all. She's alive, but only in the strictest sense that she is a spirit in a human body that is still ambulatory. Person of interest. Once made a living placing advertisements in magazines to sell phony magic items and good luck charms. And a nostalgic yearning for the chaos of the post-war era when things were simple, nothing but negative things to say about the rapidly developing, ostentatious world of late. Considering that all that rapid development was literally poisoning the city and everybody in it, some of those critiques were valid. Tear down society, start over again. That, not so much. Discontent with his life spent poking around society's cesspools to make a few coins. Great impact on him the Nejima murders had. Single act by a single man could cause a major rip in society. I'm not going to read all that. I'm happy for you. We're sorry to hear it. Yeah, see, now we've left. So if there was something behind the door. Would have thought we better get to the door eventually. We'll have to replay this and see if there's a sticker back there. There's that too. Well, what else would she have done? If she murdered EY, then that's the revenge sought. What else is there? Oh. You to take her soul, her curse stone. Or so she thinks. She is singularly focused on the revival of her child. Revenge, nice, but a bonus. I hate to be callous, Haruwe, but you know you can make more babies, right? She's only like 36, 37. She's got time. Haruwe, you know that you're gonna be involved in that massacre, right? Those soul dregs might be yours. If you really want, you can name your new child Suichi. Okay, but I gotta go back. Gotta go back because I gotta see behind the door. He'll report too, right? That's why he's gone. I forgot about that. Is her sticker. Can't move around, so there's stickers you can't see it here, but I haven't looked at the sliding door. Oh, is that it? Okay, so there's nothing behind it, but there's no stickers hiding around there. So there was nothing for me here after all. Drawers don't open, windows don't open. And there's nothing else that I missed. Okay. In that case, now we got 3 possibilities. Going back to the teacher, wannabe historian, with the professional psychic teenager and the could-be possessed by a ghost teenager, or continue Hathaway and Michael Jackson, or continue the supercops. But first I have got to pee, so let me give myself a BRB and make myself more tea. And then we'll make a choice when I return. Oh, this boyfriend of mine offered him breakfast before I started stream. He said no. Now that I'm streaming, he's like, breakfast? Ah. Let's go catch up on these guys. Because this fella's mysterious. This person's suspect. And they're going to be getting clues in this interview that they won't be getting here. Seiman? Seiman makes me think. What's his name? Abe? No, not what I'm thinking of. Say, not sigh. Who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of Abe no Seimei, who is not Saiman at all. Right to Resurrection is the inception of this whole affair. Yako Mio decided to confront the man responsible for starting the rumors of the first place, Hideki Araishi, at the Kurokikyo Cafe. I like how there are so many places I could have sent them, but all those places would have just locked me out from progress and did. Sticker! 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 I see it! I see sticker! Which one would this be? What would this count as? Shigema kidnapping overview. We got more information on this now. Culprit was Kankichiro Iwai. I see so much new information, but I don't see culpability steered towards the Soaps Corporation chairwoman who funded his research into resurrected magic in the first place. So what does this count as? Bottom shelf? No, it's up top. Before hearing the history, maybe? Number 8? What do we... Where is it? 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 There you are! Number 8, before the history. Oh, look at all the sparrows! Hold on. Let me quickly grab a screen cap and send this over to somebody. Number 8, number 8. Sparring Sparrow Bros. I love how the sparrow coloration gives them epic beards. I'm really surprised that cafes are apparently off limits to high schoolers. Kurokikyo Cafe, a favorite for businessmen in the neighborhood. It could incorporate some pop songs into its playlist at the request of customers. Most popular menu items are pilafs served with black coffee, though cream soda topped with a large scoop of ice cream is also a popular choice for the businessmen, not for the children. Fashionable cafes featuring jazz and live performances in vogue until the mid-Showa era, and then shifted to cafes with carefully brewed cup of coffee with a lax atmosphere instead. They've also got public telephones and a hangout spot for delinquents. That's why they forbid their students from patronizing them. I still think it's a weird prohibition. Where's that clock? Where's that ticking coming from? I can't analyze them, just speak. There's not even a think command, head empty. He's gonna grab it, hear the curse in his head, and then use it on us. But he knows his iconography. Everything. Flatter him or intimidate him. That's the opener for this. What do we know about him? We know, like every other teacher at this school, he has no care or consideration about his students. Okay, where's... Obsessive researcher. While having a captive audience in his classes go to some way to satisfy the need for respect recognition, his conceited nature makes him unpopular among his students. I feel like flattery is the right answer, but let's intimidate him. We have a curse stone, he doesn't. He tells us what we want, we put the music into his head. Hey, chillin' chum. Hey, it worked! Didn't have to flatter the guy. How's the Japan horror? Getting horrific. We just found out that the kidnapping case from a year ago ties into the resurrection stuff by way of child sacrifice. And would you believe that the person funding the resurrection rituals that require murder, or the youth rejuvenation rituals that require child murder, is a corporate billionaire? The metaphors for the corporation and industrial pollution being the real curse all along are just flaring up, so many metaphors for it. This man has a very weird relationship with knowledge. The moment somebody becomes interested in his area of expertise and wants to ask him about his area of expertise, it's, oh, now you care. You didn't care about it before. Well, yeah, now they do. So how about you get off your high horse and get educating, teacher? Nah, but his benefactor maybe. Wasn't attempting to do so in the first place. Makes it sound like wiggle room. Maybe he did accidentally pull off the Feast of Shadows. Don't you pretend you don't know. I'm pretty sure you told the cops about the Feast of Shadows, wasn't he? I have to go back to a previous chapter and see if he was the one who said it, because I'm pretty sure it was him. Outside his area of expertise, he claims, and yet he's got enough confidence to say this wouldn't happen by accident. The very fact that makes something up as my only option tells me that I might want to be forthcoming, but we simply haven't gotten the information needed to know to be forthcoming. There's nothing else I can click or pan around to see. We just have an intellectual curiosity, that's all it is. Act disappointed or ask about his research. We know him though. He's gonna be insulted that we only care about his research the moment we have a curse. He thinks we should have been naturally born interested in his area of expertise. But he's also conceited and cares about his research a lot. If I act as if I'm not going to be giving him any consideration. Yeah, you're so smart. I'm so disappointed now. Okay, then show us how stupid you're not. Men are so easy. Seiman Sushi Mikado? Okay, class, write it down. Seiman Sushi Mikado. This is gonna be on the test. There won't be a study guide, so if you don't get it down now, we won't be putting the slides onto the canvas. In Honjo, where the river washes up every other bit of garbage. So Abe no Seimei does come up. The Taizan Fukun ritual. What's the half-life on a soul facsimile by way of dregs? That's it then, huh? Replicates the soul of the dead spirit that has been called. That doesn't sound like resurrection. That sounds like necromancy in the classical sense of literally speaking to the dead, less so resurrection. Soul dregs replicate the soul of a dead spirit that has been called. And then what? Is it just call the soul into existence to be here, in the spiritual sense? What if that part is real, but resurrecting their old, decayed, broken bodies is not? And that's why some human sacrifice is required? The soul comes up and occupies a new, empty, sacrificed body? Yoji, we all know about that already. Right to resurrection, devised by Abe no Seimei himself, converts the souls of the dead bound for the underworld with soul dregs collected to sacrifice the Taizen Fukun ritual. Converts souls to soul dregs, out of reach to all but the most skilled practitioners, until the cursed stones level the playing field. But then how are the 7 mysteries related? They probably aren't, unless Abe no Seimei somehow has a title Honjo too. The 7 mysteries, or 9, or 10, or 15, tied to the cursed stones. The cursed stones allow us plebs a chance at performing the rite and collecting soul dregs. Yeah, he just wrote that for the paycheck. And to get people interested, so enough people have the urge to kill to revive somebody else, that these curses can find their hosts. Turns out not everyone's cool with revenants being summoned up, or their own kin being sacrificed to revive somebody else's kin. That man enticed the public with claims of a spell that could resurrect the dead, causing a conflict with 9 dead. One claimant and 9 dead. Evergreen Beach. The tree is unremarkable. What is that the person who deceived everybody else with the so-called right of resurrection was hung from that tree. And that is included in these 9. There's gotta be one other. The hanging of the man who spread the rumors of the resurrection rite. That means there's one other death unaccounted for. If there's 9 other deaths, if there's 9 deaths related to it back then, and his is among them, his should be separate from them. Because those 9 people fought over the resurrection ritual. He didn't fight over it, he disseminated it. And so he is separate. There's a 10th. There is a secret 10th one. Like the Ur victim or something. The catalyst murder or whatever have you. And I have been saying that the ones that we have found, they have connections that aren't apparent at first. But the more we pick up, the more curse echoes, and the more resentful memories we get, the more we are getting possibilities. Like, we haven't got the one-sided reads echo yet, or his resentful memory, but it very obviously refers to this history down here. And so the rest have to have some connection the way all these other events in the present have connections to the event from 1 year ago to 20 years ago. It all connects. Stamen himself then would have been the one who hung from the tree. So the cop has a renegade Onmyoji's death and resentful memory in his hands. Covered up by an interested party? Uh-huh. And who will that be? Will that be some family of the area who went on to produce a scion with the Soaps Corporation? Honjo incident, we don't know anything yet. I want to know about those 9 murders. About those struggles of the 9. Chain of events occurred with a certain resurrection spell. And that's it, that's all they want to tell me. Yes, those resentful memories that elucidate those histories. And we still have a very incomplete picture. There's 10 actually. There probably is 10. I'm still holding on to the theory that there's 10 curses. I don't see what harm it would do to tell him a story about a dancer who was in all ways mediocre, but got the spotlight anyway. And then her colleagues put glue on the mask. She put her mask on to dance. She couldn't take it off, and in her struggle fell to her death. There's no option to know. Not that one. So he's searching for a specific story. One of them, yeah. That's the Evergreen Birch. Evergreen Beach. He was right in front of the bearer of that curse. And relinquish his own memory to him. The one who deceived us with the rite of resurrection. Tricked people with his false dark arts. The man a local named Jinkichi. Maybe he settled in. Maybe he was from the area originally. Old craftsman. Unless this wasn't him. Because he's an old local, right? Maybe the mysterious 10th missing one. Oh, no. Number 10 is a Honjo incident. And that's all my question marks. So there isn't a secret missing 10th curse, and it just refers to that. Then could be. If that isn't him himself then, who spread the rumors of the rite, then it could just be some local carver who was inspired by it and thought, oh, I'm going to make these little stones here based off these stories. And then somebody else was the Onmyoji himself. But I think it's a beach. I think it's that one. It did say that he was living under whatever names are useful to him, so it could have been long enough after he settled in to be considered local. I could bring Mom back. -1. He's actually lost his own. Now, he wasn't told the stories behind them, though. If he was, then knowing the resentful memory of the Evergreen Beach would be a very big clue as to which one is the Onmyoji. But then again, Foot Washing Mansion also involved a Onmyoji. But a she. She was an accomplished Onmyoji. Selfish pursuit of history, just like the old Baba now. Trying to revive her own youthfulness. He got her. Who's the he? Cursed by a separate Onmyoji? A bit too deep into the dark arts? After she was defeated by Seiman. So he does know the resentful memory for this one. I don't recall the cops telling him, though. In contact with him. So he knows the story, but doesn't think that it's him incognito. Now what if? My assumption is that the game was going to interface spoil me by having this question mark down here, and then we don't, so it's like, oh, there really is just 9. But what if, after some revelation point, it opens up, and there's 5 more, question mark. Thank you, Mason. I don't need it right here, though. It's my bad. He doesn't know. He is so lucky that the Evergreen Beach isn't here right now. You're not hiding anything from teenagers, are you? He has such a good poker face. But you know, Nejima appointed EY where to go to find the book. So Nejima was already on the payroll. So Nejima pointed EY toward the book, and EY and Nejima and Araishi are all on the Soap Lady's payroll. I think that Araishi and Nejima are accomplices and in direct communication. That is why Nejima knows exactly what curses are being held by who. He's not going to crack so easily. He does not respect his students. He looks down on them just like Mr. Janochi did. A particularly rich, old, and vain woman. Voice sounded like a woman's but didn't actually see her. Okay, this is a month ago, so it's not the ghost of Michio. Is it a woman? It sounds like what he heard was a woman's voice to the shop, so maybe. We just don't know yet. Spread rumors as far as fast as you can in the coming month. I'd imagine the Feast of Shadow Spells probably requires some prep time. Referencing something else, don't worry. Alright, I'll worry. I have ceased to worry now. It wouldn't be unusual for the chairwoman to have other agents. So if it wasn't her directly, it could have been somebody who works for her, since she's very deeply woven into the center of this web. Ihaku, a soaps company, and occult magazines jumping at the news. Right? I mean, that's not important. Just personal business. He comes forward, suddenly he has a very rich sponsor. Unless this disembodied voice is a rival to Hiyaku Soaps. Maybe Seimon's ghost is a powerful Onmyoji who casts the Feast of Shadows. Anything else? Tell me more. Record of Fate's Yin Scroll. Does he have it? He doesn't have it, does he? After the incident, he lamented the calamity. So the craftsman hanging from the beech tree wasn't him then. So if he lamented afterwards, after the Honjo incident he lamented the calamity, then he wouldn't be one of the 9. Unless there are more deaths and more curses that are going to open up in the second half. An addendum for the event that the tragedy became its own curse. How to handle any trouble, does that include? Just put these stones away, don't use them, leave town. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. If he died in it, if he lamented, but he's not one of the ghosts. The ability to get 9 men to kill each other? Can be carried in advance. I don't know. But there is ghost and spirit possession, so I'm open to the possibility that he possessed somebody to write some extra notes into his manuscript. Because so far, everything would have me believe that the right to resurrection itself is not real, doesn't work the way everyone thinks it works. If the rite of resurrection can be performed in advance, Araishi was seeded to get people interested in the rite of resurrection a month prior to the Feast of Shadows activating, and then everybody gets their curse stones so it can assemble soul dregs. So if there is a mastermind, it would appear then that the mastermind is somebody who would have preemptively cast the rite of resurrection and put into debt for the dregs to pay up on after. If it was as a set, then whoever gave him the initial manuscript likely has the other. Seimon's blood descendants. What did I say? It is a family of Onryojis passed on to the modern era. And the Hihaku Soap's chairwoman is local. She's local, and she apparently possesses phenomenal spiritual power. She could be blood descendant. What if the Hihaku Soap's chairwoman is only half the picture, and she is one branch of a family, and somebody else has roots of a different branch, and you've got the yin and yang working against each other. One who's perfectly willing to sacrifice his town for human transmutation to get soul dregs to resurrect her own beauty, and that's it, and the other who is working behind the scenes to deal with this with the other. Though I still have some suspicions. On Hathaway, she also comes from an old family here. She is also old blood. Record of Fate's Yin Scroll. Through the descendants of those involved in the Honjo incident might become cursed. Descendants of those involved. So everybody who's cursed might not just have a strong desire to kill to attract the curse, but could also be blood related to everyone who was murdered in that